Hey, this is Potts on the public test realm yet again, bringing you Quinn, also known as apparently Quinn and Valor. Yeah, it's the Ranger and Bird combo. Sorry for the slightly lower quality in terms of the footage today. I have to record this somewhere where my normal computer isn't located. But at any rate, yeah, I'm here to show you here's the spells and the animations and that sort of stuff. So this is what she looks like, obviously. And let's go over, I'm going to quickly do her animations, then I'm going to go over all her spells. So let's get that stuff out of the way first. Get away from that tower, because Misfortune is making noise down there. So let's quickly do her, why not a dance? Bird theme thing going on there. Another laugh. Taunt.
I'd keep my head down if I were you. Valor's shadow is the last thing you'll see.
And let's do, how about a joke? There are three, I believe.
Who's there? Garen who? Yeah, I guess he does say that a lot. Who's there? Jarvan who? Valor!
One more.
Who's there? Fiora who? Valor. That's just mean.
Next, let's go over what her abilities actually do before showing you what they do in action. First we have Harrier, her passive. Valor periodically marks enemies as vulnerable for 4.5 seconds. Quinn's first attack against vulnerable targets deal 115 bonus physical damage. This scales. I think it started at 25 damage, and the bonus damage is at a 0.5 ratio, I believe. Yeah, it's 0.5 ratio. It kind of, it seems to select people at random. It seems to prioritize champions. So if I was down here, it would most likely select Misfortune as vulnerable for attack. You'll see what that is in a minute. Next we have Blinding Assault. Level 1, 60 mana. Valor flies in a line and strikes the first enemy in his path. He then attacks all nearby enemies to deal 70 plus 12 physical damage and blinds them for 1.5 seconds. So that looks to be so it's a 12, so it's like 0.6, 0.7 AD ratio, something to that effect. And as this interacts or uses, the ability itself changes when you're in your alt form. I'll show what that is later, but basically you turn into Valor, or Valor takes your place. Valor is the bird, by the way, and perform the same attack at current location. So basically it becomes a PB AoE kind of thing. Next ability is Heightened Senses. Passive. Attacking a vulnerable target increases Quinn's attack speed by 25% for 3 seconds. Vulnerable, as you may remember, is the state that happens when her passive triggers. And passive as Valor, so your alt form, you gain 50% flat attack speed. Excuse me. Valor reveals and its active is as Valor form. Valor reveals a large area nearby for 2 seconds. Her last ability, her E, is Vault, costs 50 mana at level 1. By the way, I'll go over what leveling it does in a minute. Quinn dashes to an enemy dealing 70 damage, plus that is, I believe, a 0.25 AD ratio, something to that effect, and slows the target's movement speed by 70%. This effect diminishes over 2 seconds. Upon reaching the target, she leaps off and lands near her maximum attack range from it. Valor will immediately mark this enemy as vulnerable. And as Valor performs the same attack but does not mark or leap off target. Is Misfortune killing my base? Oh my god. Let's go deal with that quickly. So I'll show you the abilities in action now, against all this crap down here. Actually, why don't we read our alt first, in base. Tag Team. First cast, Valor replaces Quinn on the battlefield as a mobile melee attacker for 20 seconds. Valor gains 80 movement speed, decreases gradually to plus 20% when in combat. Second cast, Quinn returns performing Sky Strike, dealing 120 damage, and that is, I believe, yeah, it's a 0.580 ratio, to 240, with a 1.0 ratio physical damage to all enemies in the area, increasing based on how much health they are missing. If Sky Strike has not been cast before its ability ends, it will be cast automatically. So basically, the ability occurs wherever Valor is standing. You'll see what that looks like in a minute. And it looks like Misfortune backed off, so I can show you guys what leveling the abilities actually do. So 1 point in Blinding Assault increases the damage, lowers the cooldown, and increases mana cost. Putting a point into Heightened Senses, that's the W. Quinn attack speed is boosted. Valor passive attack speed is boosted, and the cooldown is lowered. Increasing Volt, the E, increases the damage and lowers the cooldown. With the alt, I don't have a point to put into it here, but it'll increase the damage of Skyfall, the second cast part of it. So we'll do some auto attacks against minions here. This is pretty basic stuff. So that's our attack range. This is our max attack range here. And eventually you'll see the bird swoop down, and it'll mark something. So you'll see that very shortly.
You get the next one, Val.
Takes a bit of time. It doesn't come. There we go. See, he just showed up, and I do extra damage. And so we're going to do Blinding Assault now. This is the bird shoots out and blinds people ability. So you can see it's blinded right now. Heightened Senses. We'll use that in a second when, yeah, see it's marked.
Stay on the target.
Okay, the bird, my passive just consumed it. So I can't cast it again. We'll do that in a minute. It's just an attack speed buff anyway. And lastly, Volt. We'll do that against a minion here. So, like so. And it also marks things. So basically, you run up to someone, you dash right up to them, and then you go back to maximum range. And then it, yeah,
Strike from the sky.
marks them as vulnerable. Let's run over here and do our bird form attacks.
Stick to the plan, Val.
So tag team, I'm going to use her alt now, turn into Valor. Now you become a bird. And your attacks are PB AoE. Flash out of there. So yeah, that's kind of her abilities all in conjunction there. Let's back away from that minion. Actually, why don't we... I can show you her recall animation. Her death animation isn't that interesting. However, let's recall before the minions destroy my base. And there you have it. While the minions destroy my base and I lose to a bot, this has been defeat. This has been Ponce from Life in the League.com/livestream. Livestream every weekday, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. I'm currently in Vancouver, so that's a bit out of whack. But, you know, check my stream out over the next week or so, and I'll be there at some point. Yeah, so that's Valor there. I will have full gameplay video preview stuff coming up of her really soon. She's obviously an AD carry, so we'll try that out. Maybe I'll figure out some other interesting things to do with her. Maybe I can play her top lane or something silly like that. But, yeah, stay tuned for that, like I just said. Thanks again for watching, and see you all around.